Aaron?
Yes.
Jennifer Baker?
Yes.
Okay, so that takes care of the MAC. Now, Steve, you want to walk back up and do the other one now?
And just turn around and come back.
Where should I start? At the beginning? So, okay, now we're going to talk about a sewer cleaning vehicle, piece of equipment. So this is a,
You have to read it first, right?
It's a resolution.
You don't have to read them.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
Ah, better be Jesus.
what's the score anyways? Anybody know the
Yeah,
score?
60 to 79.
79 to 60, Razorbacks.
Wow, that's,
Hey, Steve,
Yes, sir.
are you looking for a new sewer Vector truck?
We're looking for a new sewer cleaning vehicle.
Have you
Tell
found
us
one?
about
We
it.
have found one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
oh, and you want to lease it instead of
We would
buy it?
like to lease it. So this is a purchase we can make through Sourcewell. And so we could buy it outright that way, but we'd like to lease it, and it'll be a 5-year lease. What that does for us, first of all, it allows us to spread the cost of that truck over a 5-year period. But also, we've negotiated a guaranteed buyback from the selling agent. And so, at the end of that 5 years, we would have the option. We could sell it back to them for $280,000. We could keep it, or if the market is favorable for us, we could sell it for hopefully more than $280,000. So it just gives us a little bit more flexibility. It removes some risk from the city. Obviously, there's some conditions to that lease and that buyback. We have to make sure that we're maintaining it appropriately. If it were happen to be in an accident or something, that would reduce that buyback, just like with any lease that you're familiar with. But again, I really feel like it puts us in a good position to have that as an option at the end of that 5-year period.
Well, and we talked about this in committee as well, and it's the overall cost and repair on that vehicle too, with it being a lease vehicle. If something major breaks, they're going to take care of it.
So it
They're
will be
gonna-
under warranty for that
Right.
that entire 5 years.
And so then that's going to save us on that side of it as well. And then if you decide to go ahead and purchase it if you like it and it's held out well enough, if not, you can look at another lease or.
That's right. Yeah. It just gives us some flexibility and some options. And then also, we're spreading the cost of it, instead of a $575,000 purchase in 2026, this year, it will be annually about $78,000.
And next time I get a vehicle, I want you to negotiate.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution for the sewer truck.
Jennifer Baker?
Yes.
Corey Manuel?
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer?
Yes.
Bob Van Haren?
Yes.
Nick Reed?
Yes.
Wayne Allman? Philip Frame?
Yes.
Susan Stockton?
Yes.
All right, I think the next item you've got is the Garver contract, correct?
Yes. So, Jim, next time you buy a vehicle for over $500,000, I'll help you negotiate that.
I'll get with you.
What we have here is an amendment. This is for the wastewater treatment plant project. If you recall, we kind of front-loaded a part of this project. We ended up doing the screw pumps very early, and we needed to do that at the plant because those pumps were failing. We were having some issues with them. And because of that, it kind of changed the timeline for what Garver is doing as far as construction inspection. And so currently, the contract calls for 550 days from the start of the construction until the end of the contract. That will end March 26th of this year. We're not going to be done March 26th, so we need to extend this some additional time so that we have Garver there to do the inspections and some of their construction management until we get this project wrapped up. And we're looking at, probably end of May, beginning of June. We expect to be substantially complete with the wastewater treatment plant project. So this is just an amendment, just need approval to amend the contract.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment. of the agreement.
Second.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Jennifer Baker,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Carl Emanuel,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Susan Stockton.
Yes.
Okay, so the next item you've got is a resolution for the economic development contract. You heard the presentation at the last meeting from the Economic Alliance, Mr. Brown. This is the exact same contract, I believe, is it not, Scott, that we had
Yes, sir, I
this
believe just
past
the
year?
dates are changed.
And y'all agreed when we approved the budget to put money in for this, do it like we did last year, make a quarterly payment after they give us their report of activities of that group. So this resolution we need to do to allow Alma to write the check to fund that commitment we've made.
Make a motion to approve the resolution to fund the economic development contract.
Second.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Susan Stockton,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Jennifer Baker,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Carl Emanuel.
Yes. Okay. That takes care of that piece of stuff. Now, is the ball game over first, Roger?
No.
No, but this is the part of the year I always look forward to the most.
I'm sure it is. Before we start this, I'm going to let you know that Haley and Scott helped me go through this yesterday, and it's 1 hour and 43 minutes. We wanted it to be 2 minutes longer than the State of the Union answer.
Just slow down.
And
when
if
you
you're
talk.
here an hour and 43 minutes from now, you're going to be by
I don't have a
yourself.
problem. I need to.
Yeah, it's time to go.
So Haley,
She ain't
I've
got
already
time to
pushed
teach you how to that electronic
why
box
you push
works.
that button? It's red. Push it again. How come it's not on here?
Or
Oh, I gotta turn around back here. I'm like,
The signing part's kind of worrying me.
I don't want to see user.
bingo! You left that step out of the note up here, young lady.
And so we have to turn around.
Y'all can turn around. We don't have it back there because we were thinking we'd have the ball game back there, and that didn't work out. So you're going to have to turn around and see it right here. Scott may have sent it to you. It might be on your iPad. I'm not 100% sure, but you can turn around for a few minutes. But before we start this, I want to say first that everything you're going to see here tonight is made possible by the almost 200 employees of the City of Mountain Home. And each director helped put stuff together for us in this. And then Haley and a few others, you know, that are a lot better at some of this stuff, like Mr. Hill, our IT manager, besides our public works director, put together this show for us.
Oh, it's a show.
But as we go through here and you see the different stats and stuff, you know, we wanted to start off first with our revenue for this past year. You know, we didn't see quite the growth we've seen in the past, but it was still a positive number. Our sales tax over in 25 over 24. You know, we were real nervous early on last year in the beginning. Y'all might remember, I know Jim Bodenhammer called me a time or two. We're very worried because we had 3 bad months. But we ended the year on a very positive note in both the sales tax revenue and the public safety tax. You know, we started this new planning and engineering department, and with Arnold and Steve and everybody that's been involved in making this transition, I wanted you to see from that group the amount of work and activity that they took and accomplished last year. You can see the value of the permits, how many permits were issued, and I think so far where we're at this year, it looks like we're going to be on another really good track. We've got some really nice stuff going on right now and opportunities there for that to look great again going forward. You can see the difference here in the breakdown in 25 of what mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and the sign permits did. and each one of those went up quite a bit. You know, Clay and Justin and Arnold and Jenny and Johnny Dewey, who's no longer with us, and Bryant, the new civil engineer back there, have all been involved in the stuff right here. We've actually had, I think, at least one, maybe two classes here where Clay and some of them have brought in contractors and talked to them about permitting process. We actually did a meeting with the Twin Lakes home builders and worked, put on a presentation for all the builders so they know what we require of them when they walk in, trying to educate them. I don't know how they got these mug shots on here, but they did that right there. So those are the people that fall under that group right there. One of the things I've worked real hard on is technology, which is way past where I need to be in that conversation. But the SharePoint stuff has allowed them to, I think, probably expedite the review process, because now when they enter those plans into that, you know, the fire can see them, street can see them, the public works side of the house, and everybody has access to it, plus the comments and stuff that are being made. Hopefully before this year's over with, they're all going to be operating with iPads, I think. And when they go out and do the inspections, they can enter that right there at that time. Y'all like that little curtain there, the way Haley put that together? I don't know if that was on Haley or Steve's row, but Roger, you should be really impressed.
So fancy.
I
How
said this is my favorite.
Is there any
yeah,
popcorn?
yeah, I know it is.
That's
And we got an hour and 43
Popcorn.
minutes.
We
so,
need popcorn.
You know, you look at this fire department this year, the 50th anniversary of Mountain Home having a paid full-time department. I think 30 full-time people now. We actually this year added 3, I believe, correct, Chris? When we opened up the new station out there. Having 3 added to us gives us the ability to run 4 full-time out of each station on each shift, which allows us to get more equipment on site. I think this is a thing, and I don't know about the fire department guys necessarily, but I personally was about as proud of as anything they did this year in getting in a much-needed new station. You're helping accumulating that public safety tax for the last 3-4 years. So that building's paid for. We don't owe anybody a penny for it. It has really, I think, been a huge benefit to them out there, and for us to have a place for 4 full-time people. The new fire engine came in, and this one we got it in November of 25. We got the new tanker in November as well. And we go for a while and never get anything, and then all of a sudden the way the orders go about, and as long as it takes to build it, one day we look up and we got 2 new trucks sitting here. You know, where'd those things come from? Because you almost forget about you got them in the work. Again, another very, very busy year for them. The fire runs, and you can see the EMS runs. You can do the math on that real quick. That's a lot of activity every single day that those folks are doing. I think the math's going to tell you they make about 10 runs a day probably on most days right there. Some days they may not do a thing, but some days they never shut the vehicle off with those EMS runs. Doing the same stuff they do every year, making sure all the hydrants are serviced, the pre-plans going to each and every business in town, looking at those so they know what to do when the time comes. Training, when you look out the window here at City Hall and you see them on the roof of the Baxter Bulletin, and you wonder what they're doing, and now they're climbing down off the roof of that building on a rope or a ladder. There is some work going on there, but the training is very, very important so that they know what to do when that time arises. Sean, again this year, I think completed, it looks like almost 500 inspections. And I want to say, I think Sean, he's not here, is he? I think one of his favorite things is when you see this picture here with all these little kids, and he's at the school handing out coloring books and plastic hats right there. So, we did complete this year for the police department, got in that new station. You can see some stats there about the number of calls, traffic stops. Apparently, a lot of people here get locked out of their vehicle, and we still do that work. And serve as many of them as we can. 34 full-time officers there now. The school resource officers, again, I think we've got a school resource program that's probably second to none in the state. The work that those folks do. And, you go in down there at Hackler School and all those little kids are hollering, is it Z? OZ, Officer Zach. Those guys are pretty popular in the schools for the most part right there. The SRO program's now in its 26th year with 7 SROs. That's one in each school now, each location. And those folks seem to really, really enjoy where they're at and getting to work with the kids in the school and the things that they're involved in. A lot of activity at the school that those folks do, and something we definitely want to make sure we're able to keep going. Eddie and them do an awful lot of training, and there's days I hear from him 2 or 3 times a day, and some days I don't, and I find out they're out here at a range shooting, practice shooting, doing all the different things they do. The active shooter training they do at the schools each year. I think you move that to a different school almost every year. And they bring in officers from other agencies to work with them on that training. And hopefully they'll never, ever have that situation or that need arise as Mountain Home. But if you go by a school, what is it, Eddie, in June or July when y'all do that? And the school's covered up with police cars, that's active shooter training more than likely going on there. We'd much rather see them there in June or July than April or May when school's in.
Does any other law enforcement agency in this part of the state do that?
There probably are in other areas of the state. We have several agencies come in and work and participate with ours. Yeah. Part of that training, and I think it was the last year we had an officer go to training, I believe it was in Wisconsin or Minnesota, on some sort of negotiation, crisis negotiation, I'm not sure exactly. Yeah. And you think that you might not ever need that, and in one day, a person that, if I were to share that name, several people in this room would know. And, it was a result of the training that officer had been to that day that guy's still here and he's still working every day. I'm not sure that would have ended as well as it did without the training that we invested in that gentleman to go to that. Okay, the new, now better known as Public Works Department, which is, we still call street construction and the water sewer side of it. We still go by those names, but you can see how many people we got and all that. Still need folks. We're constantly, got something on the board there, it seems like, for help there. But I think Steve has got one new person starting, I believe, next week or the following week. And that's going to get him a little bit closer in the asset management program. He's been talking so much to us about looking at the infrastructure and getting that group up and fully running again. You can see just a lot of the different stuff that the street side does throughout the year. You know, anything from the rebuilds to the overlays, the investment we made as a council in that milling machine and that overlay machine has given us ability to overlay a lot more streets and do it when we need to do it versus when that contractor can get to us. And the guys are getting really good at that work. You can see last year we resurfaced almost 15,000 feet of overlays. I'm almost to the point I'd like to buy a hot mix plant and just make it ourselves, and that way we don't have to wait on them, but we don't need to do that right now. That is an issue at times. Look at the number of yards of concrete and the linear feet of sidewalk and curb and gutter, you know, that goes on. Those 2 to 3 crews, depending on how we've got them split up and what we're doing, that work is very slow work just because of what they're doing out there, but we've got a lot better streets once we're done with it. What goes in the ground when they're rebuilding the streets, you can easily see here the number of feet of different type pipe that we put in the ground, and I think that's the reason once a quarter we open bids on that pipe, and it's usually pretty competitive, and we got several folks that normally like to try to get that contract each quarter because of what the amount of it we use. On just the maintenance side of that street group, you can see the different things they do, and the number of hours they log. That's everything from the guys you see mowing to running street sweepers when we can, to working on lights. And we're quickly approaching that mowing season here. Just any day now we'll be getting that cranked up again. On the street side, you know, they get half of the 1 cent sales tax. You can see last year what they spent in 2025, and I think this was somewhere, this 4.4 was probably around November maybe. I don't know if that was actual end of the year in December or not, but it was very, very close right there. On the water side, and you know, that's another animal of itself right there, never ending. And you know, it never fails. When we start a project and get going, then we have an issue somewhere else in town, and now we got a bigger mess, you know, with leaks and stuff that we're constantly chasing. We have now finished the Southwest sewer line. That line originally started out going to go to the ASU Technical Center, and we ended up adding an extension to it up to the Big Creek pump station. We removed that pump station. That is done, and now we're in the process of getting ASU Technical Center annexed and getting them hooked up to sewer. That's underway, and of that 1 million and some change, the bulk of that was from the ARPA funds we got a couple of years ago. We replaced a little over 11,000 feet of water mains and service lines, and we could do another 11,000 and not even be close to what we need to be doing, but we're working. They are as quickly as they can on that. It's something that will never end, probably. This little truck here, you probably see him sitting around town. Usually he's in a very hard to get to spot. He might be sitting out in somebody's in yard or a parking lot, and you're wondering what's going on in that truck. Well, that's the camera man that last year inspected over 148,000 feet of lines out there. I'm not saying I'd want to sit in that van. You can see a seat here in this one picture and look at what he gets to look at all day, but he's out there virtually every single day doing that somewhere, inspecting the lines for it. The trucks that Steve's talking about we need, you can see why we need them right here. We cleaned over 260,000 feet of sewer lines last year, eliminating everything in the world that gets trapped in those. A lot of that is roots that infiltrate the lines in places and just debris. The water plant at the intake. We replaced a high service generator last year. That was a pretty expensive piece and something that we needed to replace because that's the last thing you want to go out and have a storm or something and not have a generator to take care of what we need to be doing out there. We're wrapping up. We just extended the contract for Garver, the second phase of the wastewater upgrade, and be done and out there. That will now allow us to use UV disinfection, will eliminate chlorine out there, making it much safer, and we will have a completely new upgraded plant with all electrical components upgraded and things that basically have a new plant that's 55-year-old, something like that. All right, so this past year in the park side of the house, Daniel has been very involved in what's called ARPA. He has started working real hard to get some of his people involved in that and trying to recognize them for their efforts. And here's Kelly Lewis that's been with us. How long's Kelly been with the city? Maybe 26 years, and this year was recognized for a Lifetime Achievement Award for her work with the youth at the youth center. You can see Rosie and Sayer, who's no longer with us, but she was recognized this past year. The youth center, you can see the amount of memberships over there and the users at the pool and et cetera right there. Daniel, when he first got here, we had a few events and things going on in the parks, but he has really added a lot of programs. Yeah, I think we had baseball, softball, and soccer maybe the first year. Now we're doing things like game calling, Set and Be Fit. What is Golden Grooves? That's one I hadn't seen yet.
You'd be great for us, a dance class.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe you can get Eddie and Chris there for that. But
He's too busy at the gym to do dancing.
yeah. The number of reservations you can see for all the parks. Last year, we knew when we rebuilt the Keller and Callista Willette Park and Turf Doves that we would see a lot of growth in our tournaments out there, the weekend softball and baseball tournaments. And last year we hosted 34, and I think we'll have another good run out there this year. I can tell you it listed T-ball back there a few minutes ago. Well, I got to go out and participate in T-ball practice last week. My son and Buck Gilbert are now coaching a team. Mr. Morgan's granddaughter's on that team, and so that's going to be we're going to have a fun time out there this summer with that. The grants and stuff that they've worked on and got and completed. We heard a lot of complaints about the condition of the tennis courts at Callista. At Cooper. Those courts had not been worked on in a long time. And after a lot of work and efforts, we got a grant from USTA. And then the street guys went in there and we actually tore out everything that was there and completely rebuilt that with a new basin under it. Did it the way it should be, got it resurfaced. And hopefully that's going to last us a long time over there now for the tennis players. This Department of Heritage, it's a little over $100,000 grant. That's the one that we got open right now. It's in the design phase. I think we're getting close with that. That will add fishing piers all the way around that one pond. It's already got to one pond. Making that ADA accessible. We've got the RDOT grant that's open that we'll probably be getting ready to start sometime late summer, early fall, to build a new parking lot there. You know, right now there's a green toilet out there. That green toilet's been there a long, long time, probably since McCabe's been there. So we'll be able to eliminate that with a restroom there by the fishing ponds. And then we're going to do just like the college has done in that grant, have solar lighting along that trail out there, and connect to the college. Get started on all that late this year sometime. So right here is just some stuff on all the training and certificates that the folks in the Parks Department have earned. You know, we started out right after Daniel got here trying to get people to learn how to manage the grass, and got them enrolled in North Arkansas College's turf program. And now you can look at all the different things that those employees are doing to get certified. And, you know, the silver sneakers that we now have, when we open up the new facility, we've already got the people in a facility trained and ready to use that program. District Court, someplace that we don't want to spend a lot of time at, because Judge Carney's not the nicest lady in the world when you go over there. And usually you don't go over there unless you're there, you got a problem with something. But it's a very, very busy place over there. Keeps Mr. Morgan in business, and the work he has to do over. But you can see the number of cases that were handled over there last year on criminal and traffic, and in the civil and small claims over there. I think we've got 5 people over there, I believe. And a few years ago we made all those city employees an agreement we reached for the county in 2019. Now, this is something that some of you may have seen this before. I'm not sure. I'll tell you right now, come May 1 or before, Mr. Baxley, Allison, and their staff will be working from there. It will be, I'm not saying it's going to be open, but the staff is going to be in there getting things ready to open right there. So I want to show you a little video, Mrs. Haley. She won't let me drive the video from back there.
The play button. There you go. There you go.
I wish that video had been made today, because we don't like very much on concrete on the back side now. We're almost completed out there on the back end. Very close. Probably within a couple weeks we'll have all the concrete finished, 2 to 3 out back. When this video was made, we hadn't started doing it yet, but we're now going out there, and the police department's taking us about 4 prisoners a day out there. And they got the nice little jail suit on, and they have been a big help to us in cleaning this place and getting it ready for flooring and tile and carpet. I think we furnished some soft drinks there today, a few Mountain Dews and something to eat, but if you were to see it today, that video would look a lot different than this right here. We just this, I think, past week have now hired an aquatics director and finally filled that job. They are moving here this weekend, and I think come to work in 1 more week before they actually start for us. All I'll tell you about the aquatics director we hired was that in 2013, I believe it was, this person won the Russian National 400 freestyle. They know how to swim. And I think they're going to be good for us out there running swim programs and everything that we're going to be doing there. We got to learn to talk Russian a little bit better than we can, but we'll get there. All the carpet is now completed upstairs. It's now covered in plastic so that it won't get dirty again. And in the gym floor, they've probably got half of it down, maybe, close to half. The walking track upstairs, I'm pretty sure they got it down to where it's ready for the stripes on it today. The colors on it. If you see the two guys standing there in what we call a cardio room, that's now got 42 pieces of gym equipment in it up there to get on and exercise. We're already getting inquiries, a lot of them, about these meeting rooms. A lot of opportunities there to fill that building up and use it for different things. I want to say, starting next week, they're starting to lay tile in there. I believe it's next week or the following week. I don't remember which one it is. So, it got close, Haley. It got close. So, you know, that has been something that has been a very interesting thing to see happen out there. Roger's very excited that we now can say we're moving staff in May 1 or before. He's just worried about when he can start going down that slide. Yeah, working out. Yeah. You'll do your workout and then go down the slide. So we're getting really, really close. Next week, I think it is, we're starting some nighttime tours. I believe it's next week. We're doing that. We've got people that don't really understand what all you can do there and the different things that are available. So we're going to be doing Daniel Allison, some of their help will be out there at night, and we'll be doing tours of the facility and signing up members. Our corporate memberships have really taken off on us. We've been meeting with businesses all around town, or they have, and signing up members on site. Get any idea what we're up to corporate-wise right now? Yeah. Yeah, you still got several really big locations to go right there that the numbers are going to go up real high here in the next 2 weeks as they start working through some of the big places around town. So, Roger, we're at 1 hour and 43 minutes.
Let me say something, and I hate to be serious, Mayor, but this, if
I
you
know
believe
it
this
kills
is, I
you.
think this is my 40th State of the City address that I've said.
40 years.
I have never seen as much activity or as much for the city of Mountain Home to be proud of. You and your staff have done an excellent job. I've never sat through anything like this, and never really thought I would.
Yeah.
It's amazing what this city's done.
Well, I appreciate that very much, but I hadn't done anything.
Oh, I know
There's
that.
almost
I know
200
that.
people.
I said your
know,
staff.
I
said
know,
your
but
staff.
it's these people that are sitting in this room and the employees that work for them.
Well,
that make
I
it
never
happen.
dreamed I'd see as much
And,
going on in this city as what it is.
Sue and I did an interview today for a job we've got open, and like we told that guy in there, we're very blessed here, or I am in particular, to have the team I got, and we've put together a good group. And I might trade one of them off. I'm not going to tell you which one that is, but all the rest of them are safe for right now. Mr. Van Haren.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.